also had, of course, the Liberal Party have this meeting and elect Sussan Ley as the next leader to try to bring down this Labor government and their thumping majority. I've got our political editor, Andrew Clennell, and our senior political reporter, Trudy McIntosh, here in the studio to talk through all of this. Look, the news, I guess, is in the Liberal Party leader. So Sussan Ley wins. Ted O'Brien is the deputy. Big job ahead. That's an understatement.
Massive job, but a massive moment. 81 years the Liberal Party's been around in Australia. They've never had a female leader before, and now they do. By 29 votes to 25 against Angus Taylor. A couple of people changed their minds, would have been a different story. So it's close. That doesn't speak well in terms of unity going ahead, but they've got to try and pull it together now. They've only got 28 members in the House of Representatives in this term, so they have to hold it together. What will be interesting will be Sussan Ley's press conference this afternoon, what she's got to say, how she's going to change direction, what portfolio she's going to give people. Will Ted O'Brien take Shadow Treasurer? I suspect so. Does Angus take a job? Does he accept a job? And of course, the other news was the deputy contest. Ted O'Brien beating Philip Thompson 38-16. And Jacinta Price, once Angus Taylor was defeated, despite all the talk, deciding not to run.
What is interesting, two very senior, so you've got the deputy and, you know, the person in arguably the boldest area of policy from the last phase in the two most senior positions. Look, they weren't going to go two newbies, I suppose, as the family photo spills out here. You mentioned as well it's a big day, obviously the first time of a woman elected. A big day maybe for numerology fans. There could be S's being added to names across the country in tribute to Sussan Ley.
If people don't know, she added an S, the second S in the middle of her name, as a bit of good luck. Numerology, she was told to do that. It's clearly paid off today. She becomes the first female to lead the Liberal Party. Julie Bishop had long been spoken as someone who could do that, popular in Liberal circles, but ultimately not popular enough with her colleagues at the time. Sussan Ley getting over the line and defeating the Conservative Angus Taylor as we watch the Prime Minister alongside his senior team in the front row there. He always talked about, Tom, in the campaign, compare the two teams. He believed he had the superior outfit and he's got a much bigger team to try and wrangle this time around.
All smiles, aren't they? Plenty of newly promoted people amongst them, and that blend of men and women that we've seen ever since the past few years, I suppose, but particularly on show for Labor. I suppose sometimes we look back at these photos, Andrew, and if things don't go so well and you think, oh, well, you know, was that a mistake or was disappointment a mistake? We won't know. It is, and I'm not saying this will happen again. When people would listen in, are they going to give another cheer? We'll have a quick listen in and see what we can pick up here. So the Governor-General, a selfie here, is it? Yeah, with the rest of the team. And I'm not pretending this is about to happen again, but in terms of...
Times have changed with that.
It's probably Anthony Albanese who does the selfie.
Yeah, I don't know about the appropriateness of that myself.
I think you should probably, yeah. Anyway.
So in terms of things never being as good or as bad as they seem, and I'm not trying to say the same thing will happen, but the last government to win 90 seats plus was Tony Abbott. So I'm not trying to say, you know, a couple of years' time.
What were Labor on? They were on 53 or something. They weren't on 44. And it matters, you know.
It does matter.
I think, you know, what you're looking at there is the most dominant Labor Prime Minister since Bob Hawke in 1983, more so than even Kevin Rudd in 2007. And that's why, you know, we're looking at a long-term Labor government, more likely than not.